There are some things you should never say to a mom or a dad who have a child with type 1 diabetes. This right here is one of them. Many of you know my good friend Marley and her adorable son Bane, who has type 1 diabetes. Listen to this comment that this very heartless individual made to her. She said, "All true, but you have to ask yourself, would you prefer your son had cancer or be paralyzed or have a brain problem, blindness, or any other serious problem?" Or any other serious problem, seriously? You should feel lucky that he can still live a normal life, which he absolutely can. I can't even begin to talk about what a horrible comment that was. Every single word got worse and worse and worse. Marley, you are a much better person than me for scratching this person's name out. I probably would have exposed them because what a horrific thing to say to somebody. I could probably spend an hour peeling off all of the layers of how horrific that comment is and how incredibly stupid and ignorant it is. But I'm going to read Marley's response because I really liked it. She says, "I know you may mean well, but comparing my child's diagnosis to other devastating conditions doesn't make type 1 diabetes easier or less serious. Gratitude and grief can exist at the same time." Very true. Yes, my son can live a full life, and I'm thankful for that every single day. But that doesn't erase the relentless reality of managing a life threatening autoimmune disease 24/7. The injections, carb counting, alarms, highs, lows, fear, and constant decisions are real. None of that is normal. We don't need to minimize one child's struggle by comparing it to another's. Type 1 diabetes is hard enough on its own. I just want to applaud Marley for that response. That was a really, really well worded response to such a horrible, horrible comment. A really good rule of thumb to go by is this: if you do not have a child with type 1 diabetes, or if you do not have type 1 diabetes, do not even make a single comment about what living with type 1 diabetes is like, or what it might be like to live with a child who has type 1 diabetes. Don't even go there. Don't even go there. Trust me. This has to be one of the worst comments I've ever heard someone make towards a parent of a child with type 1 diabetes. But I guess you could say honorable mention goes to another situation that I found myself in. One time I was at the zoo with my daughter's class, and we were walking around looking at all the animals. And I was with a woman that we knew. She's in our neighborhood. And she knows how difficult type 1 diabetes is. And I told her many, many times all the difficulties that we encounter. And she literally said to my face, "I pray every day that one of our children does not get type 1 diabetes." What? How can you look someone in the eye and say those words to someone? What? There is no possible way that you can even begin to comprehend the horror of having a child with type 1 diabetes whom you are in charge of and whom could lose their life at any minute of the day if you were to not intervene on their behalf. You will never know that horror unless it happens to one of your own children. So, Marley, you are awesome. You're a much better person than I would have been in this situation. If you know someone with type 1 diabetes or know someone who has a child with type 1 diabetes, just go give them a hug and ask them if there's anything you can do to help them. Make it very clear to them that you don't understand what they're going through, because you never will. You're not supposed to be able to. Unless you go through it yourself, you never will understand it. But just ask them if there's anything, ask them what you can do to help them. And better yet, don't wait for an answer. Just do something for them.